The dog barked.
The dog barked.
The big dog barked.
The big dog barked.
I saw a book.
I saw a book.
I saw an interesting book.
I saw an interesting book.
The child laughed.
The child laughed.
The happy child laughed.
The happy child laughed.
He ate a banana.
He ate a banana.
He ate a ripe banana.
He ate a ripe banana.
She drove a car.
She drove a car.
She drove a fast car.
She drove a fast car.
They visited a park.
They visited a park.
They visited a beautiful park.
They visited a beautiful park.
I have a pen.
I have a pen.
I have a blue pen.
I have a blue pen.
The man worked.
The man worked.
The tired man worked.
The tired man worked.
The cat slept.
The cat slept.
The lazy cat slept.
The lazy cat slept.
We saw a movie.
We saw a movie.
We saw an exciting movie.
We saw an exciting movie.
She held a flower.
She held a flower.
She held a pretty flower.
She held a pretty flower.
The sun set.
The sun set.
The orange sun set.
The orange sun set.
I ate a sandwich.
I ate a sandwich.
I ate a delicious sandwich.
I ate a delicious sandwich.
He read a letter.
He read a letter.
He read a long letter.
He read a long letter.
She wore a dress.
She wore a dress.
She wore a beautiful dress.
She wore a beautiful dress.
The car stopped.
The car stopped.
The red car stopped.
The red car stopped.
The bird flew.
The bird flew.
The small bird flew.
The small bird flew.
Emma wrote a letter.
Emma wrote a letter.
Emma wrote a long letter.
Emma wrote a long letter.
He drank water.
He drank water.
He drank cold water.
He drank cold water.
The teacher smiled.
The teacher smiled.
The kind teacher smiled.
The kind teacher smiled.
A cat sat on the couch.
A cat sat on the couch.
A fluffy cat sat on the couch.
A fluffy cat sat on the couch.
An apple fell from the tree.
An apple fell from the tree.
A juicy apple fell from the tree.
A juicy apple fell from the tree.
The car stopped at the light.
The car stopped at the light.
The red car stopped at the light.
The red car stopped at the light.
A bird flew across the sky.
A bird flew across the sky.
A beautiful bird flew across the sky.
A beautiful bird flew across the sky.
The houses are on the hill.
The houses are on the hill.
The old houses are on the hill.
The old houses are on the hill.
An idea popped into her head.
An idea popped into her head.
An amazing idea popped into her head.
An amazing idea popped into her head.
A book was on the table.
A book was on the table.
A dusty book was on the table.
A dusty book was on the table.
The dog barked at the stranger.
The dog barked at the stranger.
The loud dog barked at the stranger.
The loud dog barked at the stranger.
A chair broke during the meeting.
A chair broke during the meeting.
A wooden chair broke during the meeting.
A wooden chair broke during the meeting.
The child played in the yard.
The child played in the yard.
The cheerful child played in the yard.
The cheerful child played in the yard.
A flower bloomed in the garden.
A flower bloomed in the garden.
A vibrant flower bloomed in the garden.
A vibrant flower bloomed in the garden.
The phone rang during dinner.
The phone rang during dinner.
The noisy phone rang during dinner.
The noisy phone rang during dinner.
An envelope was on the desk.
An envelope was on the desk.
An unopened envelope was on the desk.
An unopened envelope was on the desk.
The man walked into the room.
The man walked into the room.
The tall man walked into the room.
The tall man walked into the room.
A bag was left on the bench.
A bag was left on the bench.
A leather bag was left on the bench.
A leather bag was left on the bench.
The student asked a question.
The student asked a question.
The curious student asked a question.
The curious student asked a question.
An egg cracked in the pan.
An egg cracked in the pan.
An enormous egg cracked in the pan.
An enormous egg cracked in the pan.
A train arrived at the station.
A train arrived at the station.
A fast train arrived at the station.
A fast train arrived at the station.
The woman smiled at the baby.
The woman smiled at the baby.
The kind woman smiled at the baby.
The kind woman smiled at the baby.
An insect crawled on the wall.
An insect crawled on the wall.
An unusual insect crawled on the wall.
An unusual insect crawled on the wall.
She waved at the boy.
She waved at the boy.
She waved at him.
She waved at him.
I looked at the picture.
I looked at the picture.
I looked at it.
I looked at it.
Questions and answers. Is the book on the table? The book is on the table.
The book is on the table.
It is on it.
It is on it.
Did she sit on the chair? She sat on the chair.
She sat on the chair.
She sat on it.
She sat on it.
Did you put the keys on the shelf? I put the keys on the shelf.
I put the keys on the shelf.
I put them on it.
I put them on it.
She was asking the woman for directions.
She was asking the woman for directions.
She was asking her for directions.
She was asking her for directions.
He smiled at the woman.
He smiled at the woman.
He smiled at her.
He smiled at her.
They shouted at the children.
They shouted at the children.
They shouted at them.
They shouted at them.
She stood in front of the mirror.
She stood in front of the mirror.
She stood in front of it.
She stood in front of it.
Questions and answers. Did you place the food in the fridge? I placed the food in the fridge.
I placed the food in the fridge.
I placed the food in it.
I placed the food in it.
She called out to the friend.
She called out to the friend.
She called out to him.
She called out to him.
He was talking to the teacher.
He was talking to the teacher.
He was talking to her.
He was talking to her.
Questions and answers. Is the cat under the couch? The cat is under the couch.
The cat is under the couch.
The cat is under it.
The cat is under it.
Did he jump over the fence? He jumped over the fence.
He jumped over the fence.
He jumped over it.
He jumped over it.
John loves soccer, but his brother prefers basketball.
John loves soccer, but his brother prefers basketball.
Dogs are friendly but require lots of care.
Dogs are friendly but require lots of care.
They invited Sarah to the party, but she couldn't make it.
They invited Sarah to the party, but she couldn't make it.
The cat is sleeping, and the dog is barking.
The cat is sleeping, and the dog is barking.
She wanted to go to the park, and I wanted to stay home.
She wanted to go to the park, and I wanted to stay home.
The children played in the garden, and their parents watched them.
The children played in the garden, and their parents watched them.
We could watch a movie or play video games.
We could watch a movie or play video games.
You can have pizza or a sandwich for lunch.
You can have pizza or a sandwich for lunch.
You can take the bus or drive your car to work.
You can take the bus or drive your car to work.
The weather was cold, yet we went hiking anyway.
The weather was cold, yet we went hiking anyway.
They were tired, yet they decided to keep walking.
They were tired, yet they decided to keep walking.
The dog is small, yet it has a loud bark.
The dog is small, yet it has a loud bark.
Cats are independent, while dogs need more attention.
Cats are independent, while dogs need more attention.
The kids played in the yard while their mother prepared dinner.
The kids played in the yard while their mother prepared dinner.
She was studying, while he was watching TV.
She was studying, while he was watching TV.
He doesn't like coffee, nor does he enjoy tea.
He doesn't like coffee, nor does he enjoy tea.
Anna hasn't been to Paris, nor has she visited London.
Anna hasn't been to Paris, nor has she visited London.
They didn't finish their homework, nor did they clean their room.
They didn't finish their homework, nor did they clean their room.
She forgot her umbrella, so she got wet in the rain.
She forgot her umbrella, so she got wet in the rain.
Mark was hungry, so he made himself a sandwich.
Mark was hungry, so he made himself a sandwich.
It was getting late, so we decided to leave.
It was getting late, so we decided to leave.
The dog barks loudly.
The dog barks loudly.
She reads a book every night.
She reads a book every night.
They play soccer in the park.
They play soccer in the park.
The baby cries when hungry.
The baby cries when hungry.
He works at a bank.
He works at a bank.
The sun rises in the east.
The sun rises in the east.
I write in my journal daily.
I write in my journal daily.
We cook dinner together.
We cook dinner together.
The bird flies over the trees.
The bird flies over the trees.
You watch movies on weekends.
You watch movies on weekends.
The teacher explains the lesson clearly.
The teacher explains the lesson clearly.
They listen to music while studying.
They listen to music while studying.
The flowers bloom in spring.
The flowers bloom in spring.
She sings beautifully on stage.
She sings beautifully on stage.
The car stops at the red light.
The car stops at the red light.
He drinks coffee every morning.
He drinks coffee every morning.
The cat chases the mouse.
The cat chases the mouse.
I exercise to stay healthy.
I exercise to stay healthy.
The kids laugh at the funny joke.
The kids laugh at the funny joke.
We travel during the holidays.
We travel during the holidays.